With Match Night on BBC Radio Suffolk as Championship football returns following the latest international break. Ipswich Town are away at Middlesbrough. And just ahead of kick-off, let's join our commentary team at the Riverside Stadium. Former Town striker Alex Matthey is back alongside Brenna Woolley.
Well, Ipswich Town burst out of the traps after the last international break, thumping Sheffield United 5-0 at Portman Road. So here's hoping history repeats itself tonight. Not that we're expecting anything like that kind of scoreline, of course. We're just hoping to see Kieran McKenna's men on the front foot and doing enough to earn all 3 points. Tonight's host will be a lot tougher than the Blades, though. Middlesbrough made a fine start to the season under new manager Rob Edwards. They're second in the table and remain unbeaten here at the Riverside. Would be a terrific result if Town could secure their first away victory of the campaign, one which would lift them up to 3rd in the Championship table. Alex, would you take a point now, or are you one of these people that say Town have got to start winning away at some point?
Listen, I'd take a point now, but obviously we want to win. But I've always said, you get a draw at your away games and win your home games, you're going to be up there challenging. A draw would not be a bad result here, but I would like to win 3 points to see us go 3rd, obviously. Yeah, probably the best time to come here, Brenner, because Middlesbrough, although they're not winning games, they're not 1 in 5, so it's probably the best time to play them when we've just come off the back of a derby win as well.
Yeah, it would be a terrific win if Ipswich Town could come here and get all 3 points from this trip to Teesside. Quite an atmosphere here for this Friday evening game. 8 o'clock kickoff live on BBC Radio Suffolk. First of 3 games spread over 9 days for Ipswich Town. They've got Charlton at home on Tuesday, then a week tomorrow at lunchtime. West Brom are in town. It'd be nice to head into that little run. Unbeaten in 6. Yeah, they're unbeaten in 5. Had a kickoff here tonight. The cherry on top of that particular cake, of course, was that win over Norwich last time out. And Kieran McKenna, no great surprise, has picked exactly the same team again, and same bench, incidentally. Palmer in goal, the back four, Furlong, O'Shea, the captain, Kipre and Davis. Then it's Matu Siwa, who we heard from earlier on Match Night, alongside Kayuste. Then a 3 spread across the pitch of Eggerly, Schmodix and Philogene. And it's George Hurst up top, the number 9. On the bench, Walton, Taylor, Jack Clark, Athon, Nunez, Greaves, Young, McAteer, and back at one of his former clubs, Chuba Akpom. 4 changes made by Rob Edwards, the former Luton Town manager, now in charge of Middlesbrough, his first season in all competitions. He's got 5 wins from his first 10 games in charge. I've got Ayling, Morris, Sen and Hansen. In come Brown, Whittaker, Strelitz and Bergzog. They have been playing a back 3 more often than not, but it looks like they've matched up Ipswich Town's 4-2-3-1 system here tonight. Bryn is an academy player, their goalkeeper. The back 4 from right to left, Britton, Fry the captain, Jones and Target. Then you've got Brown on loan from Sunderland alongside Hackney, who of course Ipswich Town were very interested in the summer. Then a 3 of Whittaker, Strelitz and Bergzog up top for them. Their number 9 is Conway. On the bench, McLaughlin, McGreen, Ayling, Hansen, Nipan, Silvera, Bangura, Morris and Sen. You're getting the sense that Ipswich Town are starting to get going, Alex, heading somewhere towards maybe 3rd or maybe into 4th gear?
Yes, definitely. I mean, as I say, the confidence is starting to play. We've got players starting to score goals. Philogene, you can't keep him out of the team just now. He's scoring goals for fun. So he's brimming with confidence. And the team's just building. We're getting better with every game. And I'm sure this 2-week break will be great for them, because the manager will be able to get them on the training field, work on a few things, get more players coming in. I mean, Kipre coming into the side, he did well against Norwich. So, yeah, hopefully he can bring something different again to the team. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. It's a great atmosphere, and the pitch looks immaculate, Brenner.
Yeah, it's in good nick. Ipswich Town trying to win at Middlesbrough back-to-back. For the first time in their history, whether it's been Ayresome Park or the Riverside in recent seasons, Town have never won twice in this part of the world in a row. But they're trying to do that after their 2-0 win here, thanks to goals from Chaplin and Hutchinson during the promotion season of a couple of years ago. It was actually 1-1 at Portman Road later on that season. I remember Massimo Luongo getting an equaliser in that particular fixture. The white ball in the centre of the Riverside, and it's going to be Ipswich Town in blue, white, blue, playing from left to right up against the all-red of Middlesbrough, who get this game underway. Schmodix plays it back to his international colleague O'Shea. O'Shea hits a big diagonal to the far side of the field, the Ipswich left, and it looks to have gone dead for an early throw-in for Middlesbrough at right back. It's the former Blackburn player, Britton, who is going to be taking it. He's been playing right wing-back latterly, but it does look like 4 at the back as they match Ipswich Town up. Matthew Siwa, little touch back to O'Shea. O'Shea goes long once more, looking for Hurst aerially. He challenges in the air with Jones, former colleague of Jacob Greaves at Hull, Alfie Jones, decent championship centre-half. Bags of second-tier experience in this Middlesbrough squad. We have yet another throw-in over on the far side in front of those Ipswich Town fans. It's a one-tier stand opposite the Town supporters. A few thousand of them. We've made the long trip over in the far right third as we look at things. Matasiwa twists his neck, but heads the ball out far side for another throw to Middlesbrough, edging their way down that far touchline. Yeah, just the one win in their last 5, although unbeaten here this season. Stoke with a 0-0 draw, the only side to take something from a trip to the Riverside. Furlong belts the ball straight at Kieran McKenna underneath us. Good hands from the Ipswich manager. He passes it to Matt Targett, the left back. He'll throw it to Hackney. Hackney gives it back to the man in all yellow, Bryn. There's 3 academy players in this Middlesbrough side, Fry, Hackney and Bryn. Middlesbrough have it in centre field with Whittaker. Now it's the Republic of Ireland international Brown. Middlesbrough spread it along the edge of their 18-yard area. No George Edmondson through injury at the moment, incidentally. He is still here, George, the popular player at that. Now it's Bergzog, crunched to the ground by Eggerly. Bergzog playing with gloves on. He's the first player that I've seen do that so far this autumn, and it is getting a bit chillier for these evening games. Here's Matt Targett. Not really had a look in for Newcastle the last couple of seasons in the Premier League, the former Southampton and Fulham player. He goes back via Fry to Bryn. This game number 9 for Ipswich Town. Ball up towards Whittaker. Been heavily linked to Ipswich Town numerous times in the past, Morgan Whittaker. Kayuste drifts away from Whittaker, driving infield, takes a tumble. Referee well placed to give that free kick to Ipswich Town.
It was a free kick. I thought he went down, got a little bit theatrical. I thought the ref was going to give it there, but yeah, it's a good foul. Good skill from Kayuste. He's so strong on the ball, so clever.
Referee Matthew Donoghue. Did Town's only defeat so far this season, gave Preston the penalty at Deepdale back in August. An early chance for Ipswich Town to test Middlesbrough's resolve with this free kick, almost 40 yards from the goal line off to our right-hand side. Davis and Philogene are over it. It will be Philogene who knocks it into the Borough box poorly, headed away off the edge of the Borough box to halfway where Matasiwa is the deepest outfield player. Back he goes to Palmer. Palmer's closed down, just released the ball forward in the nick of time. Rob Edwards very pleased with the pressing of Conway, almost catching out Palmer.
Yeah, he didn't give him much time there, Conway, did he? Good closing down from the centre forward.
Yeah, like George Hurst, somebody that's in Steve Clarke's plans going forward. Another Scottish international striker, both number 9s down there are. Scotland still trying to get a playoff place in terms of next year's World Cup.
Yeah, it's a good 6 points for them. They never played well in the 2 games, but it's a great 6 points. You would have took it. Absolutely.
Couldn't have done any better. They're in the hunt as Targett is illegally challenged by Smodic. Still 0-0 with 4 minutes gone on BBC Radio Suffolk. Targett with a switch of play, diagonally out to the far side, looking for Whittaker. Davis gets there first and heads it to Philogene. Philogene gives it back to Davis. They've been a really good partnership in recent times. Here is Kayuste turning almost into trouble, but he's done very well, the Swede. Loves to run with the ball. It's great to see. Well done, Kayuste. Finds Philogene, but his touch lets him down. It's out of play for a throw-in. You don't see many midfielders get the ball and run with it like Kayuste does.
No, he does well,
doesn't he?
He gets caught on it a few times, but he does well, and he's a clever player. I like him a lot.
Yeah, so do I. There's risk and reward. It's good to see that endeavour. Throw it on the far side for Middlesbrough. Matthew Siwa's headers over the top of Philogene, collected by the number 7 Hackney, gliding forward, gets it up to the blonde-haired Conway. He'll lay it back to the halfway line, and Britton, the fullback. Middlesbrough now play it square once more along their back line out to this near side as Target straight in front of Rob Edwards, down the line to Bergzog, clearly having his shirt tugged by Furlong. Fry, the Middlesbrough captain, steps in ahead of Hurst, gives it square to Jones. Jones playing to the right of Fry at the back. Ball up towards halfway, and Strelec, the Slovakian, can't get his first touch of the game. Conway is tripped by Kiyuste. Again, the referee in a good position. Free kick just above the centre circle as we look at things.
Struggling getting the ball just now. It's all Bernard just now getting the ball. We're just chasing shadows just now, feeding off scraps.
Good atmosphere at the Riverside. It's not nowhere near its capacity of over 34,500, but Smodics piles into the back of Brown. Free kick given against Ipswich Town once again. That's the second one that Smodics has given away. He's having those injections in his ankle injury to get him through games at the moment. Given away by Middlesbrough, very sloppy that. Way too casual by Brown. Eggley was on it quickly for Ipswich. Fell on back to O'Shea, who had a very shaky start into the derby with his passing, but settled into a decent game and was fairly dependable as ever. O'Shea to Smodics, infield from Eggley to Hurst. Hurst's layoff doesn't come to anything, and again Brown off target with his intended short pass. Ipswich throw the ball back to Dara O'Shea. Kipre yet to get a touch. O'Shea rolls it forward into midfield. Kiyuste one touch, side foots it back to Palmer, level with his penalty spot off to our left. He goes out to the left and gives Kipre his first touch of the game. O'Shea, Palmer and Kipre playing their own little game of keep ball inside the Ipswich Town area. Kipre is the latest member of that trio to have the ball at his feet. Now it's with O'Shea, who should be able to bring it out. Up to the halfway line, Hurst. Hurst little left's not particularly good. He needs to get better at this, Hurst. Given away by Ipswich Town. Whittaker, wide right outside the Town box, held up by Davis. Here come the red shirts. Bombing forward is Britton, but his touch is probably going to be too heavy. All he can do is put it out for an Ipswich Town throw.
Yeah, I think Hurst has just got to get a hold of it. Instead of doing it one touch, bring it into yourself, get in his body, make them foul with him himself, you know what I mean, get foul. But his first touch is letting him away, and it's putting us on the back foot.
Yeah.
Could you get my words out there, brother?
No, it's fine, it's chilly, it's early. You're still doing your warm-up. Here is Hurst. I'd agree, I've not been taken with him of late in terms of his hold-up play. It needs to be an awful lot better. Kiyuste's done well to find Eggley. Eggley's touch wasn't good enough. Middlesbrough win it back, but then give it away to Smodics. But now it's with Target of Borough. Target belts it forward. Generous thumbs up from Conway, even though the ball was always favouring Alex Palmer. And we're still goalless. Middlesbrough with a majority of possession, but neither keeper's had to use his gloves so far in his opening 8.5 minutes.
Yeah, both teams a bit sloppy with their passing just now.
O'Shea finds Smodics. Smodics is trying to take on Brown. Brown holds him up. Smodics with a little drag back, loses the ball to Bergzog. Tall, lean number 10. Now Hackney driving forward. Gets it so far, but then has to check back when he had 3 blue shirts round about him. Brown, who's been a little bit wayward with his passing so far, this time does find a red shirt in Jones. Jones has held on to it for Middlesbrough. Philogene closes down Britton. Middlesbrough have it with Target. On the halfway line, Hackney up towards Conway, but it's O'Shea's header. Matusiwa then loses it. It's all Middlesbrough with the ball at the moment. Switch of play this time is from Fry. I remember seeing him as a very young lad on loan at Rotherham a few years ago. Dale Fry.
We've tried that a couple of times, it's never got there yet, thankfully.
Here's Matusiwa, talking about the love he's felt from Town fans in the last couple of weeks since the derby, that interview that Graham did with him a couple of days ago that we played earlier on match night. O'Shea going long. Davis has picked up a good position, edge of the area, the left back inside the box, but on the stretch Fry gets it away. Matusiwa wins it back for Ipswich Town. Maybe they can get a handle on this game now. Infield from the Dutchman to Kiyuste. He keeps the ball moving up through the centre circle to number 4, Kipre. Philogene, also playing with gloves on the far side, wants it. He's caught late, down he goes. Free kick tight to that far touchline for Ipswich Town.
Yeah, Philogene just saying to Kipre there, give me it early, because he had about 20 yards in space, and it was all too slow in getting to him. And he got a foul for the team in the end.
Hopefully Town are starting to get into this game. Kipre finds Philogene, those twinkle toes of his. He puts a ball into the box over the top of Smollett. Unlucky. Caught by Bryn, the goalkeeper. First time he's had to stretch in this match. Bryn underarm to the left-hand side. Again, it's Target infield to Brown. Brown gives it back into his area to Fry, the skipper. Target down the line to Bergzog. He goes down on one knee. Eggley challenges him. Bergzog forward to Hackney. Infield to Strelets. Forward come Middlesbrough. Bergzog making a run on the left-hand side. Strelets has spotted him. Bergzog outside the Ipswich Town area. Still 0-0. Hayden Hackney's going to shoot. It's a really good effort. Off target in the end. They had a bit of dip on it, but not the direction he was hoping for.
If it was on target, it was going to struggle, Palmer, because it was a good strike. He got a lot behind that. Yeah, good play from Bergzog there. And it's a great strike and goal as well.
I remember he looked useful when we saw Bergzog play for Huddersfield a couple of years ago. I think he actually got the first goal of the game. That was Brandon Williams who equalised for Ipswich Town in West Yorkshire. He's been quite lively and purposeful so far in this game. Town once more playing it short inside their area. 11.5 gone, 0-0. Straight down the riverside from Palmer. Back over halfway off the forehead of Fry. Controlled by Matthew Seawer, but in to challenge him goes Brown. Furlong wins the header, but he takes a tumble. Kieran McKenna appeals for the foul not given. Davis back at left back. Ball bounced off of his hip accidentally. He's given it away to Conway inside the area. Paul from Davis, who was rattled. Maybe a chance for Middlesbrough. It's headed out behind by Kipre. Middlesbrough have got the first corner kick.
Yeah, sloppy play from both. Davis there giving the ball away cheaply, and then Kipre having to defend. It's a cheap corner to give away, it really is.
Come on, Borough is the chant here at the Riverside. Well, it's the team in red who have this first corner kick, attacking the Ipswich Town goal off to our left-hand side. Matt Target has jogged the width of the field to take it, the number 3. It's going to be an in-swinger. This corner kick cheaply given to Middlesbrough. What can they do from this opportunity after 12.5 minutes? They've got 6 players inside the penalty area. Target with this corner for Borough. In it comes. And as the referee said here, wants to sort something out inside the penalty area. Conway went down.
It's Philogene just holding on to Conway there.
It's going to be a retake of the corner. Nothing more sinister as far as Ipswich Town are concerned. I was worried for a second when Conway went down.
Just pushed him over, the goalkeeper. Palmer's just pushed him over here. He's lucky he got away with that. Look, 2 hands on his back.
Yeah.
Bang. He's went down easy, don't get me wrong, but
I wonder what VAR might have said in the Premier League anyway. Who cares? This is Championship football live on BBC Radio Suffolk, under the lights at the Riverside. It's another corner kick for Middlesbrough. A retake of their first one, in from Target towards the near post. Volleyed out back over his head by Furlong. Throw in this time. Which Whittaker has gone to the far side to take. He's got a few yards worth of run-up. Or might actually be Britain in the end has been given the ball. 14 gone. Town being pegged back inside the defensive third. Middlesbrough, Hackney. Neat play down their right-hand side. They still have it. Now edge of the area. Brown tries to get into the box. Strelets gets it to the right-hand side. Britton, he stabs it out behind as he stretches with Philogene, so it's a goal kick to Ipswich Town's number 1, Alex Palmer.
yeah, it takes the pressure off a little bit. Sometimes I do think we put ourselves under a lot of pressure with these goal kicks. We really do.
Let's see what they're going to do here.
I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to create the space to leave a gap for Hurst to come into so he can clip into it. And just like Kayusti dropping off there, you can see what he's trying to do, but more often than not we give it away.
Yeah, playing it short again. Palmer to O'Shea. He rolls it along the edge of the 18-yard area to Kipre. Netzleaf Davis down the line to Philogene. Philogene's just kept the ball in. All of it didn't go out of play. Up to halfway in Hurst. Hurst back to Matthew Seawer. That's better from the striker. Matthew Seawer to the right and Furlong. Can Ipswich Town pose some problems for Middlesbrough? All 10 red shirts behind the ball at the moment as O'Shea jinks away from one of them, Conway. Kipre, just north of the centre circle, left-footed, forward to Philogene. Lovely ball from Kipre. Philogene doesn't get there, though. I thought he should have done.
I thought he could have swung his leg at it, just try and get across of it. I mean, he looked as if he was frightened to fall. I thought he could have swung his leg at that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. At first I thought he was overhit that Kipre, but then no, Philogene was onto it and he should have done more with it for me. 16 on the clock, still no goals, still nothing in terms of real goal-mouth action either. Ball's over the top of Kipre's head. Davis infield to Matusiwa, kills it stone dead, forward to Hurst, the little lift to Kiyuste on the right hand side. Eggley, this looks nice from Town. The Norwegian gets down the outside of the area, in comes his dink cross, blocked off behind by Target, and Ipswich Town win their first corner.
Yeah, game's not started yet for me. I was looking for a lot more than this, a lot more, both teams going for it. It's been a little bit tepid, I would say. Yeah,
cagey so far. There's Rennie Gilmartin, the Ipswich Town goalkeeping coach, wants a word with Alex Palmer. Palmer on this near touchline, having a word with Gilmartin. Corner kick to Ipswich, off to our right-hand side. Their first of the game. Leif Davis to take it. And they scored their first goal from a corner kick in the derby a couple of weeks ago. What can they do from this one? Davis, the provider. Left-footed delivery. Looks as if it's going straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Bryn, and it does. Bryn clears, Matusiwa intercepts. Eggley keeps the ball in near side, but then loses it to Bergzog, and he's pocket-picked really. Now it's Conway on a run, tripped by Eggley. Rob Edwards appeals. Kieran McCannis has nothing doing. The referee agrees with the Ipswich Town manager. Smodix on a run, up towards Hurst. Hurst's layoff goes back to Davis. Davis up to the edge of the Middlesbrough area, gives it to the danger man Philogene. Philogene inside the box on his right foot, comes to the edge of the area. Thought about the shot, hasn't done it just yet. Now Kiyuste inside the area, feeds Davis. Davis right-footed low into the middle. Smodix blocked off. Attempt for a goal that. Kiyuste knocks it back towards the far post. Hurst hangs in the air but doesn't make contact, but that was the real first clear-cut chance of the game, and it went the way of Sam Smodix.
Yeah, good play all round. Smodix starting it, getting a nice little turn and then playing it out wide. Then Davis getting involved. It's a good cut back from Davis to get him. He stayed on side, looking along the line. He's just played it, pulled it back lovely. Smodix pulled off his man, and then unfortunately for him it's came off the centre half. But better play. First bit of football we've seen from both teams.
Good bit of composure as well from Davis to pick out that pass. Inch perfect for Smodix. Right footer in from Davis. That's better from Ipswich Town. Signs they're hopefully growing into this game with exactly 18 on the clock. Kipre finds Matusiwa between the lines in midfield. Conway wins it back briefly, but it ping-pongs back to Matusiwa, who then goes square to Furlong. Furlong to O'Shea. O'Shea through a little gap to Kiyuste. Davis is making a run. Philogene wants it to feet. Kiyuste eventually along the deck plays it to Davis, hugging that far touchline. Infield to Hurst. Hurst goes back to Matusiwa. This is better from Ipswich Town. Matusiwa gets it from Kiyuste. Philogene's making a run. Matusiwa still has the ball. He checks out to the far side. He finds Leif Davis. Davis goes back to Kipre. Kipre standing on the ball in the centre circle. O'Shea. Town certainly having a spell at the moment. O'Shea picks out a good ball to Davis, controls it, didn't play it in first time, which he might have done, given it to Philogene instead. Matusiwa back to Philogene. Davis crosses into the Middlesbrough area, headed away by Britton, nodded down by O'Shea. Middlesbrough can't get it away. Matusiwa's on the deck, referee says play on. Hackney, clever ball forward from Hackney, that's excellent. Bergzog one-on-one with Furlong. Here come Middlesbrough on the counter-attack. The blue shirts come back from right to left. Bergzog has the ball wide right outside the Ipswich area. Standing on it, goes back to Britton. Britton infield to Whittaker. Whittaker plays it straight towards Darnell Furlong. Smodix tripped. Referee says play on. Kiyuste has the ball in the centre circle. He skips over the challenge of Jones. He's taken out by Jones. That's going to be a yellow card against the Middlesbrough number 5.
Yeah, definitely. He was away there. I thought he left it too long. I thought he could have went quicker, Kiyuste there. Played for the foul a little bit. That's a yellow card. But I think we just need to silence this crowd a bit. We have done that a little bit, but the more we keep playing, the more chances we get. The Middlesbrough fans are going to get on top of their own team.
Yeah, starting to see some good signs from Ipswich Town, just little moments. Here is O'Shea. Kiyuste wants it short. O'Shea goes towards Philogene. Philogene with 5 goals in his last 3 starts for Ipswich Town. Here he is on the ball again. Given away, terrible from Philogene, but the touch from Bergzog was way too heavy. And he piled into the back of Furlong. Palmer has the ball on the edge of his area. That was a chance for Middlesbrough to do more than they did.
It was sloppy from Philogene, that.
It was. Could have been very harmful. Chuba Akpom going out, applauding the Ipswich fans, and they applaud back as well, which is nice to see. Nice reception for their former star man. Eggley, first time left-footed down the middle, volleyed away by Jones, who has to watch his step on that yellow. Matusiwa to Kiyuste on the centre spot. He floats it out to the left-hand side over the top of Davis. Through to Middlesbrough.
Yeah, it's an easier ball just along the deck. Just take your time. You shouldn't be messing up that ball. A player of Kiyuste's ability.
Talking about that yellow card for Jones, 1 or 2 people were saying in the week this wouldn't be the worst game in the world for Matusiwa to pick up his 5th yellow of the season, to get that ban out of the way on Tuesday night against Charlton, with all due respect to them. But whether things will fall like that, we'll have to wait and see. I can see the argument thrown on the far side for Middlesbrough, but it's Davis who wins the header. Kiyuste loops it forward. Hurst can't get anything on the ball. Jones's header goes square at the back for Borough. Target touches it round Eggley. In goes Furlong. Bergzog gets lucky to come away with the ball. Cleared by Target. Kiyuste wins the header, but the second one should be won by Brown. No, Matusiwa's done very well. Matusiwa wins the header. Philogene outside the area. It's going to be trouble for Middlesbrough. Pulls the trigger, but it's blocked off by Jones. Whittaker knocks it forward for Conway to chase, but Kipre should be in charge of the situation, and does well. Oh, then he gives it away. Poor from Kipre. Middlesbrough have the ball on the right-hand side. Another mistake from Town. Brown tries to go square to Conway. Thankfully, it came off the trailing heel of Kiyuste and is out on the far side.
Yeah, both teams a bit sloppy, aren't they?
They are.
They really are.
Philogene almost wins it for Town. He does win it for Town. Hurst, he and Philogene will have to go between the pair of them. Hurst gives it back to Philogene, just outside the Middlesbrough area. Now inside the box, Philogene has it, tries to go square to Smodix. Hit a Middlesbrough player's socks, and then is clipped away off Matusiwa by Britton. Whittaker can't keep it in. It's out of play for a throw to Town.
There's a right chance, that. There's a right chance, I thought. Philogene and Hurst. He's a bit sloppy with his final pass there. I know what he's trying to do, just play it through his legs, but he could have waited and found a blue shirt there, because when we're attacking, we're 2v2.
Before that win here the last time, Middlesbrough had won 5 of the previous 7 between these two sides. A couple of draws there as well. Wins on this pitch have been rare in the past for Ipswich Town, as Smodix chases a lost cause off to our right-hand side. Just 3 wins in the last 16 visits to Middlesbrough for Ipswich Town. It was that famous one, that was the opening day of the season a few years ago when they won 3-0 here, but aside from that, was even then, was what, 10, 15 years ago?
It's a tough place to come, Brenner.
Yeah,
it always has been.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was always going to be tricky. Real stalwarts in the Championship, Middlesbrough. It's a 9th successive season at this level. 16 of the last 17 seasons for them have been in the Championship, and before that period they had 11 seasons in the Premier League, so they're always going to be kind of top 6, top 8 at this level. Difficult to beat on their own patch as they've been so far this season. No goals so far here tonight as the ball goes up to Bergzog. Now coming in from the far touchline, it's Whittaker. Reverse ball into the box looking for Bergzog. Middlesbrough win it back though. Ipswich Town give it away to them, perhaps is a better description. Hackney involved a little bit there for the first time in 10 minutes or more. Here is a tall Fry in the centre circle. Target goes back to Fry. Jones, the number 5. Hackney to Whittaker. Infield looking for Strelitz. Cleared away by Ipswich Town, but not very far. Even Stevens this game at the moment.
Keep giving the ball away,
yeah,
both teams.
They do, don't they? Middlesbrough have it at the moment in the centre of the field with the experienced Brown. Had a lot of time at Preston. That's really where he made his name, the Republic of Ireland man. Whittaker thinking about taking on Davis. Philogene comes back and doubles up. Whittaker skips in field. Brown then takes the ball on back to the right hand side, and Britton, the fullback, outside the Ipswich town area, far side. Middlesbrough pull the ball back to Hackney. He can create, he runs forward, gets inside the box. Silky run, lovely play from Hackney. His left-footed efforts just wide of the post. It's come off a town player for a corner. That was a lovely silky run from the England under-21 international.
It was good play from Hackney. He's committed. It's nice to see somebody going committing players, and that's what he's done. It's a good threat. We've done well to defend it. We got a deflection, but we couldn't touch him. You see, he's in the box. You put a leg out, he goes down. It's a penalty. I don't think it was ever going in, Brenner, though.
No, I don't think it was. Come off Matthew Seward. The corner kick was all he was going to get from that effort. Palmer had his goal covered, and it was off target initially anyway. But Hackney looked to business there. Corner kick from target for Middlesbrough. In it comes, headed away before Palmer could get a fist on the ball. It's then won back by Brown ahead of Smodics. Brown demands the ball back on this left-hand side. Now Bergzog, a chance to run it. O'Shea to the left-hand side is Brown. He's sold him a bit short. Smodics dives to the ground and slides and gets the ball out of play. A long line of subs from both sides underneath us. Jack Clark in conversation with Jacob Greaves. Akpom and Taylor next to one another as well. Good news for Jack Taylor in the international break. That new contract that he signed. Some nice things to say about his stay at Ipswich Town so far and how pleased he is to commit for longer. Target to Hackney. Nice play from Middlesbrough in a tight area. Target into the box. This is good play from Borough. Hackney gets it back, gives it to Brown. Brown skips away from a couple of players, tries to thread it through the gap. Town haven't got it away just yet. Philogene can't manage to fully clear his lines. Hackney, who seems to be ruling the roost momentarily, has another touch.
Bit of sustained pressure here from Borough.
Here's Hackney once again. Ball out to the right-hand side and Whittaker. Middlesbrough on top at the moment. Can they make their current superiority count? Ball deflected back to Palmer from Whittaker.
They look a little bit toothless though, don't they, up front? They don't really look... I'm just saying, they don't look as if they've got somebody... No, Borough.
Middlesbrough, yeah. Conway and Strelitz haven't really connected or combined so far.
They probably scored about 7 in the second half.
Yeah, now you've said that.
I said that.
Famous last words. But yeah, I heard somebody tell me earlier on that Strelitz has looked good so far early in his Middlesbrough career. Smodics gives it away straight to target. Here's a good fullback. Just had others in his way at St James's Park. The form of Lewis Hall last season didn't do him any favours.
His corners look dangerous.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, he has got that quality about him. Hackney. Town had a little spell, but Middlesbrough certainly in charge at the moment, without, as Alex was just saying, having a massive goal threat. This ground has only seen 5 goals so far this season, 4 for Middlesbrough. They've only conceded once on this pitch in their 4 previous home matches. So it didn't look like being a goal fest, this one, and with more than a quarter of this game gone, 28 on the clock, still to see one. Smodics had Town's best chance, and then Hackney manufactured Middlesbrough's a few moments ago with a lovely run through midfield.
I thought they had a shot on target, have we?
Paul from Kiyuste, in slides Matthew Seward. Just that Smodics one was probably on target, I think, wasn't it? It was blocked by a defender. But no, Britton certainly hasn't been tested. Here is Furlong. Loses the ball to Conway again. Ipswich Town giving themselves problems. Hackney loves to run with the ball. Shades of Kiyuste in the middle of the field. Here he goes, trying to get through a gap that wasn't there. Well, it was never going to be a penalty kick. Literally half a dozen Middlesbrough fans complaining that they maybe should have had one, but understandably no one down there. You see what he was trying to do, Hackney, but the gap just wasn't there between Kipre and Furlong, I think it was. Furlong and Kipre, two of a few players, O'Shea and Palmer amongst them, who will be playing against their former club at Portman Road next Saturday when West Brom come to town. Here at left back for Middlesbrough for the moment is Fry. Down the line to Target. Target bypasses Eggerly to Bergzog, who's been Middlesbrough's best attacking player so far in terms of that front 4. Can't do anything with the ball now. O'Shea to Philogene. Nominated for Championship Player of the Month. Didn't get it. Ollie McBurney of Hull got that. Kieran McKenna, of course, got the manager award. Long ball forwards, an excellent one. Davis into the area, looking for Hurst. Deflected and over the bar. He side-footed it towards goal. Now there's appeals for a handball. A couple of players, Davis and Swadix, have gone to the referee, O'Shea as well as the captain. It's within his rights to suggest that Hurst's shot was saved by the hand or the arm of a Middlesbrough defender. At this moment, it's only a corner kick that's been given, and the referee would appear to be adamant.
It looked like a pen for me. It definitely looked as if it hit his hands. A great cut back from Davis.
Did very well.
Hurst has done well, he got on it. That's a handball.
It is. It's a handball.
It's a penalty, that.
It would have gone in as well if it hadn't hit his arm. It was going in, the keeper wasn't getting there.
Goalkeeper's nowhere. That's his hands outstretched. It's a penalty.
Premier League, that's a penalty.
Yeah, it's
undoubtedly.
Terrible. Yeah.
Corner kick to Middlesbrough at Ipswich Town. Middlesbrough have got away with one there. Oh, it was a good save actually, and it comes clear as far as Egley, who never set himself, was off balance and he skewed his shot wide.
It's a difficult one from the young lad. He's never ready, but it's a hard one. It's ball spinning, he's off balance. Yeah, it's a hard one to keep that down.
Seen a replay of the corner kick rather than the penalty that wasn't, but Hurst made a good connection. It was definitely going in, and it was another really good cutback by this man.
I mean, I can see that from up here. The ref surely can see that from where he was.
Yeah. Sadly not. Play continues. Town yet to score from open play away in the league this season. Both goals have been penalties from Hurst and Clark on their travels, and of course their only defeat came courtesy of a Preston penalty. We've seen lots of penalties in Ipswich Town's games so far. We should have seen another one here tonight.
See, sometimes I like VAR. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like to see it like for things like that. You know what I mean? When the referee's missed it, but not stopping it for 4 or 5 minutes at a time.
That's the big problem, isn't it? Those massive big breaks in play. 32 minutes gone exactly in this one on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Every kick of every Ipswich Town match. Mick Mills will be alongside me for Charlton and West Brom. And also, actually, 2 weeks tomorrow when Town are at QPR. The next away trip is to West London after this one. They're doing very well so far this season. Furlong, another one of his former clubs, QPR. He gets the ball back to Palmer. Nice switch of play from Palmer to pick out Kipre. Kipre holds off at Conway with his sheer strength. Conway bites back, but Kipre had released the ball to O'Shea. O'Shea goes long up towards Egley. Behind him, out behind Middlesbrough, have a goal kick.
Good defending from Target, good experience, just using his body to hold Egley off. He was never getting on the end of that one from Davis.
Joint best defence in the division alongside Stoke City. Conceded just the 6 goals in 9 games. Middlesbrough. They beat Sheffield United 1-0 here. Maybe tells you what they're like at the other end of the field. Perhaps. Egley on this right-hand side has a chance to have a run at Target. Egley gets a low ball into the box, cleared away on the stretch by Fry. Should be a good battle at Egley versus Target.
Yeah, he needs to do it more often. He needs to get in that space. We need to get the ball out to him.
Terrible from Kipre, the ball given away. Hackney through now. Strelets one-on-one with O'Shea. A real chance for Barra. Into Conway! Saved by Palmer. What a chance for Middlesbrough. Excellent goalkeeping from Palmer. Credit to the goalkeeper. Hackney inside the area. Shoots deflected. Oh, a brilliant save from Palmer. What a couple of stops from the keeper, who keeps it at 0-0 at the Riverside.
Yeah, definitely. 2 great stops. And I tell you what, you've got to thank the goalkeeper there, because they are 2 brilliant stops. The second one is fantastic save. It really is. He's down low and he's tipped over the bar. It's a great save, that, Brenner. Oh,
terrific stuff from Alex Palmer, both of them, but what chances for Middlesbrough. Yeah, really good goalkeeping.
This one here is just a fantastic save.
This was even better, wasn't it? The one from Hackney. It came through so many people, took a deflection. Oh, that's an outstanding bit of goalkeeping. Well done, Alex Palmer. Middlesbrough at 0-0. Target with this corner kick towards the far stick, headed down by Brown. Shot left-footed from Whittaker towards goal. Peels for a penalty kick, not given. Brown shoots, saved again by Palmer, and again it's blocked away. Somehow Ipswich Town cling on to this clean sheet. Target puts it back into the box, nodded down by O'Shea, not very far. Brown's onto the ball, but the flag has gone up against Middlesbrough. Phew, a huge sigh of relief. Palmer goes down, takes a little breather, And again, he made another good save in there.
He didn't half, and I tell you what, the referee didn't know where he was there. The ball was going to ball. He lost where the ball was. This one here is ricocheting about all over the place.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
that one. That one was pretty much at him, but he had to react quickly as well.
It was a great save again.
Middlesbrough can't believe they haven't scored in this last, it's only been two and a half minutes. Yeah, that was a good stop from Palmer. Got down quickly as the ball came through a lot of bodies. Well, he's been by far the busier of the two goalkeepers, most notably in this last few minutes. Palmer.
You just got to say 35 minutes, Brenner, and he's had to make 3 world-class saves in that minute.
Yep.
That just shows you the sign of a good goalkeeper.
And from that chance and that controversy at the other end involving George Hurst and the arm of Alfie Jones, and then Ipswich Town were very reliant on their goalkeeper to, as I say, keep the scoreline at 0-0. The TV camera still zooming in on Alex Palmer without getting lots of praise from the Sky pundits. Deservedly so. Cleared forward by Bryn. Up goes Davis, heads the ball down. Kiyuste gives it to Philogene. Chance for Ipswich Town to pose a goal threat. Philogene into the box to Davis. Davis holds it up by the byline. Right-footed, dinks it in. Surely it's headed in, cleared off the line by Middlesbrough. It didn't go in. Looked to be Smodics with a header. Here is Egley on the right-hand side, left-footed into the box. Looks a good ball. Hurst rises, comes to Davis. Davis hooks it back. Hurst still on the deck. Hackney controls it, passes it away. Wow, chances at both ends for both of these clubs. All of a sudden it's really opened up. Hackney with an excellent switch of play to Conway. Bergzog might be in on goal. What an end to this. Oh, Bergzog shoots! Saved by Palmer! Surely a tap-in! Oh no, Middlesbrough missed! How on earth has he not scored? It looked easier to score than miss, and he's done the latter. It's Strelec, which is surely going to go down as one of the misses of the season.
I don't know how he's missed it.
What a let-off for Ipswich Town. And again, in amongst all that, there's a great save from Palmer. Oh my word, that was an awful finish from Strelec.
It's not really, he's 5 yards wide.
He's tried to side foot it underneath Palmer. That was woeful.
This one here, Smodic, it looks...
Yeah.
It looks harder to score.
Yeah, didn't even reach the line, the ball, no. So there's no chance of the referee getting a buzz from his wrist.
He just needed to be a foot taller.
It was actually Hurst with a good ball in. As Ipswich Town play it around inside their penalty area. Remarkably, it's still 0-0. 7.5 minutes to go in this first half. Headed out play by Furlong as Rob Edwards tries to wind up the crowd, waving his arms roundabout. Target with a throw-in for Borough. Strelec with an unbelievable miss for Middlesbrough. Got it all totally wrong. Egley brings down Hackney. Middlesbrough ball, says the referee. And now the TV cameras focusing in on that Strelec.
Egley's got to go do better defensively.
Jones to Britton, wide right, goal side outside the Ipswich area. In comes his cross. Diving header from Kipre goes out behind. Middlesbrough have another corner kick. Wow, this one's livened up, certainly in the last 5 or 6 minutes. So much goalmouth action, I haven't seen barely anything in the first 30.
Yeah, we've got a game on now, haven't we?
We have, totally different spectacle.
Games came alive, thank goodness.
Here comes Target with another corner for Middlesbrough. His last one was very deep beyond the far post, and it created all sorts of havoc after Brown recycled the ball. In comes the corner kick from Target, punched away by Palmer, Town's man of this first half. Headed back towards halfway by Whittaker. Whittaker then gets the ball back from Britton. Whittaker, the number 11, operating down this left-hand side momentarily, gives the ball to Bergzog. Whittaker's continued his run, tries to tuck it back in field for Bergzog, but instead the angle finds Kiyuste. Kiyuste finds Egley down the line, back to Kiyuste, held up by Bergzog. Then he goes again after a little dummy. Kiyuste still has the ball, but he loses it. Trying to find Egley, he finds Target. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Here is Hackney. Slides the ball through a gap. Does look a player, Hayden Hackney. He's got a nice way about him. He's been at Middlesbrough since the age of 10, born in Redcar. Here he goes back to Brown in between the two centre-halves. Brown at the moment. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Last 5 minutes, 7 shots from Middlesbrough, 1 from Ipswich Town. 4 of Borough's on target. That tells you how important Alex Palmer's been since the half-hour mark, and here he is in possession. It stays like this at half-time. TV cameras will certainly zoom in on Alex Palmer when the whistle goes. O'Shea to Kipre. Kayuste goes back to Palmer. And it's settled down a little bit after all the life that was in this game a few moments ago, all the excitement. Palmer just calming things down, biding his time, eventually fires his clearance up to Furlong. Furlong heads it on looking for Eggerly. Fry is there first, takes a touch, has his goalkeeper as an option, gets it back to Bryn. Bryn passes it away. Hackney loses the ball under pressure from Matusiwa. Smodix gives it back to the Dutchman. Matusiwa quickly finds Kayuste, well done. He draws in Strelets. Kipre along the deck to Leif Davis. Final 4 minutes of the first half. Hurst tidies things up by running the ball back to Kipre. Dara O'Shea through the centre circle. Matusiwa up towards Hurst. Hurst lets it run to Philogene. Davis making a good run. Davis into the area, goes square to the middle, blocked off. It comes back to Davis. Davis goes down inside the area. It's going to be a penalty. Penalty kick to Ipswich Town. There was a blatant tug on Leif Davis. He's gone down in the area, and it's a yellow card to Callum Britton, and Ipswich Town have a penalty.
It's soft, Brenner. It looks soft to me, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I've seen... Well, I don't know. It's a soft penalty, I think. But we'll take it. It's a great...
You think the other one was more of a penalty?
Yeah.
You're on them.
So we'll get justice is done probably. But, yeah, we'll look at it here. Comes back to him.
Can't see from that angle.
Yeah. You can see a bit better here. A little tug, but he's on his way down for me. We'll take it.
Have a look. See a slightly different angle. Yeah. Well, it's been given.
Giving it. Let's put it away.
Well, so far this season, away from home in the league, Ipswich Town have only scored from the penalty spot.
Smodix, is it?
Hurst has scored from the penalty spot for Ipswich Town. Clark has scored from the penalty spot so far this season. It's Hurst who has the ball in his left hand. Final 3 minutes of this first half at the Riverside. Ipswich Town have a penalty kick. It's George Hurst on spot kick duties here on Teesside. He's up against Sol Bryn in the penalty area off to our right hand side. Can the number 9 give Ipswich Town the lead just before the break? The referee seems fairly happy that nobody is encroaching inside that penalty area. Hurst on this penalty. The referee's blown his whistle. George has his hands on his hips. Now he starts his run up with his orange boots on, and it's saved! Springing off to his right-hand side. It was a decent penalty from Hurst and a terrific save from Bryn, and this first half is turning into a tale of two goalkeepers.
Yeah, good save. Good save from the goalkeeper.
Really good save.
I think he's hit it well enough.
Yeah, didn't look too much wrong with it.
Just the height, Brenner. Needs
really
to be on the deck.
Save. Corner kick to Ipswich Town, and it comes from Philogene, headed away by Fry. Incredible, we're still 0-0. Philogene on the ball once again. Davis puts it in low, not what he intended. Stopped away by Fry. Palmer's out of his area. He gets on this ball and kicks it forward. Well, what a 13 minutes we've had after a relatively dull first 30. And as you can hear, the Riverside's in good voice now, lifted by that. So, clearly Middlesbrough in a better moment now, having had that penalty saved. Brown brought down by Matusiwa, free kick given against the Dutchman. That body check, no more than a free kick, I wouldn't like to think.
Just got his shoulder across him.
Yeah, he did. Kieran McKenna looking on, perplexed. Great save from Bryn, the 24-year-old. He's been at Middlesbrough from the age of 8, the goalkeeper. Here is Fry. Kieran McKenna looking rather glum. TV pictures of when the penalty was saved. Here is Bergzog, taller than Furlong and winning the header. Brown nods it back to Bergzog. Final 20 seconds of normal time at the end of this first half. Can't see there being a great deal on the board when it goes up down below us. Played forward by Jones, taken on the chest of Kipre. Nice to chat to him after the derby a couple of weeks ago. Ball up towards Smodics. 1 minute of added on time. That's all there's going to be. Brown gets the ball back for Middlesbrough. Lifted out to the far side, and Hackney being marshalled by Kayuste. Hackney puts it in behind Kayuste as he brought down Britton. Referee's assistant got a really good view of that. Nothing wrong with the challenge. In the end, it's just a throw in for Middlesbrough. Lots of empty red seats far side as people disappear off for their half-time cuppers. Middlesbrough have it on the right flank. In comes the cross into the Ipswich area. Looks a good ball. Furlong misses it. Bergzog has it for Middlesbrough. 25 seconds and a half to go. Target back to Bergzog. Now just inside the Ipswich Town box. Comes in field. Bergzog still has it. Gives it to Hackney. He hasn't quite set himself for the shot. Out to the far side and Britton. Britton crosses. Deflected off Philogene. Davis has to win the header and does. To the D. Cushioned down by Brown for Hackney. Not really time, surely, for them to get a goal. 5 seconds to go in this first half. Bergzog spins away from Davis, who's a bit light. Maybe a chance for Middlesbrough. Into the middle it goes. It's a goal! An own goal of Cedric Kipre. And would you believe it? After all of those shots on goal, all of those saves, the safe penalty kick, after all of that drama in the last 15 minutes, it's a fortunate own goal for Middlesbrough that puts the home side ahead at the Riverside. Cedric Kipre shakes his head. Borough lead Town 1-0.
Yeah, it's just come off his heel, hasn't it? It's been deflected onto his heel. The back of his heel went in the back of the net. But all the chances they've scored off, it's a sloppy one. Davis initially going down,
yeah, he did.
And then it's just come off his, I don't know what he's doing there. He got
his feet in a right old muddle, didn't he? You look at it, you don't know what to do. Yeah, he was all at sixes and sevens, didn't know whether to go right, to go left, and nothing Palmer could do behind him. Well,
unbelievable.
That's football for you, the ultimate high, the joy of the first goal in Ipswich Town's last game to now scoring the first goal in their next game. The up and down life of a footballer, Cedric Kipre. That is half-time. Pretty much 2 kicks before the half-time interval. Middlesbrough take a fortunate lead. Ipswich Town trail 1-0. Well, Alex Matthew, all the action in that first half came in the last 17 minutes of it.
Yeah, definitely. I would probably say Middlesbrough probably just shaded it with the chances that they've had. They probably shaded the game. They're probably going 1-0, and they took a draw at half-time. The penalty miss changed the game a little bit. Palmer after making the 3 worldy saves, and then we get a sucker punch with a sloppy goal that's came off his heel. But that's football. We're still in this game. It can go either way still. Next goal is all important. We get the next goal, we could probably go on and win the game. But as I say, we've got to get that next goal. It's important.
How Town played and who stood out for you for Ipswich Town, and who maybe needs to do a bit more? What have you made of their performance?
I don't think Andy's really done anything outstanding. I think both teams have been quite sloppy all over the pitch. We've gave the ball away very cheaply. We've been very sloppy. We've not really got a passing game going. We've had a couple of good moves. Smodics maybe should have done better. But that's about it really. I don't think we've played to our best tonight.
Palmer's been their best player, hasn't he? He made some terrific saves.
Yeah, he's been our best, without a shadow of a doubt. He's been the best player for Ipswich Town with the saves that he's made. But we've put ourselves in bother a lot. And Middlesbrough also, they've not played that great, but what they have done, they've created some chances when we've made mistakes. It's not been a great game to watch. Maybe there's been about a 10-minute spell, that 30-minute to about 40. That 10-minute spell was just manic, wasn't it? The last 15 minutes. But yeah, we're still in this game, but we need to do a lot better on the ball.
Yeah, they do. Full second half commentary to come on BBC Radio Suffolk, but at the top in the live table, Middlesbrough top of the pile because they lead this game by 1-0.
Run you through tomorrow's fixtures in the Championship during our half-time break, when we'll also hear from Ipswich heavyweight Fabio Wardley, who's in action in just over a week's time.
Wayne Babin at breakfast.
Stuff that you've got that's worth some money.
Found a box and it said this will be worth something one day. I opened it up. It's now, that's what I call classical music on cassette.
Coopers will cease trading altogether on Saturday afternoon.
Devastating for the town. It's hard enough trying to get accessories and things like household goods that you need anyway.
We thought it'd be great to have a pantomime star do a little bit of this three-legged walk with me. How do you think you're going to cope being strapped to me, though?
I don't think me being strapped to you, I think it's you being strapped to me.
Wayne Bavin at breakfast. Weekdays from 6. Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Suffolk.
You're with Match Night 10 to 9. We're with you till 11 o'clock tonight. Ipswich Town trailing 1-0 at Middlesbrough in our full match commentary. The second half on the way shortly. A Cedric Kipre own goal towards the end of that first half. 11 fixtures in the second tier tomorrow. They include Coventry, the leaders, at home to Blackburn Rovers. Norwich City will try for their first point at home this season when they face Bristol City at Carrow Road. 3 lunchtime kickoffs. Inform QPR at home to Millwall. Southampton face Swansea. Oxford versus Derby. Leicester, third in the table, face Portsmouth in a later kickoff at 7:45. In the English Premier League returns tomorrow as well after the international break. Manchester City will be without Rodri for their match against Everton. The Spaniard missed most of last season with a knee injury, of course. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has confirmed that captain Martin Odegaard will be out for a number of weeks with a knee injury, while Chelsea midfielder Cole Palmer will miss 6 more weeks with a groin problem. Away from football, South Africa have beaten Sri Lanka by 10 wickets at the Women's Cricket World Cup today. Rugby League, York Knights and Toulouse Olympique will play in an expanded 14-team Super League next season after being selected to join Rugby League's top flight by an independent panel. England's Tommy Fleetwood's the clubhouse leader at golf's India Championship. His 8 under par round of 64 leaves him 12 under overall, 1 shot ahead of American Brian Harman and Irishman Shane Lowry. The world number 2 Rory McIlroy is 6 shots off the lead. McLaren's Lando Norris has set the pace in practice at the United States Grand Prix, split from teammate and title rival Oscar Piastri by Sauber's Nico Hülkenberg. Norris, who's trailing Piastri by 22 points with 6 races to go, ahead of his teammate by 0.279 seconds at the start of a sprint weekend at the Circuit of the Americas. Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso was 4th quickest, ahead of Red Bull's Max Verstappen and Alex Albon's Williams. This was the only session before sprint qualifying gets underway tonight at 10:30 our time. And Bo Greaves has confirmed she will play in the PDC World Darts Championship and take her place on the professional tour. The 21-year-old beat the reigning world champion Luke Littler on Monday to reach the World Youth Championship final. Suffolk boxer Fabio Wardley is just over a week away from his biggest fight to date. The winner of his bout with Joseph Parker at the O2 Arena could earn a meeting with undisputed heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk in the new year. Fabio took centre stage at Portman Road in June and was recently back there supporting Ipswich Town in the East Anglian Derby. Has he had time to reflect on what was an incredible summer for him?
Yeah, it was a wild summer for me. There was a lot going on, a lot happening, but obviously with that massive occasion, massive fight, a dream come true in all senses really. To pull off that event down at the ground, I was just. It took a little bit of moment and time to kind of settle in and go, look what you managed to pull off, kind of thing.
It was 7 years prior to that. I think you fought at the Ipswich Corn Exchange. It's like a sign of the career trajectory.
Yeah, slightly different from a few hundred people watching me to a good 20-odd thousand. But yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster of a ride, but it's obviously all on the up and up and all going well.
How do you look back on the Hooney fight as an actual fight?
Look, there's positives and negatives to take from it. And again, if you look at it right from the right angle, ultimately you can turn them all into positives because there was a lot of learning to take from that fight. I learned on the night, in the moment itself. For us to sit down as a team and look back on and go, right, okay, we need to clean up this, which then in turn gives me more experience going into this upcoming fight.
It was great timing from you on the night, and dare I say it, great timing from somebody else in the family just a few days later. Yeah. You had the new arrival.
Yeah, I got the job done on the night and ticked off pretty well, and then yeah, my firstborn child came pretty much exactly a week later. So thankful to her, she held out and didn't bring up any too early arrivals or anything like that. So we did well out of it.
How is fatherhood?
Yeah, look, it's great. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. It's entirely something special and something different. It's funny because people will always say it to you and whichever else, but it's not something you really know or understand until you're in the thick of it, and it really is. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving it.
Has it altered your outlook on life at all, and your mindset towards work in life?
I don't know. I don't know if it was necessarily even possible to make me more ambitious, but maybe. I don't know if it's changed things to me. It just gives you a nice, clearer focus, maybe, for what you're doing. It's more. It takes away maybe the what could be looked at maybe as the selfish side of it, and it's for me, and I want this and I want that and I want to do this, when actually you look at it from a different perspective now, and it's actually I want to do this for them and for the family and for them. You mentioned being ambitious. This forthcoming fight is a sign, is it not, of just how ambitious you are? Yeah, I don't, throughout my career, I've never really been one to opt for an easy route or an easy fight or the kind of tick over or just to kind of meddle along. I very much wanted to be involved in big fights, big occasion, memorable events, I think is the main thing for it. And this is just another one of those for me. Does it feel like the right time? Yeah, it feels like the perfect time. It does feel like the perfect time because I've gone through enough of the milestones in my career in terms of doing 12 rounds or being hurt in a fight, being cut and things not going my way maybe, and having to tick off different learning points for them to kind of have that full-fledged picture of myself and go, right, I've got the full package now, I've got everything ticked off, I know where I lie with everything, I can take this into that big fight coming up. Can we talk about your opponent? Joseph Parker's certainly done the rounds, hasn't he? I think 24 wins by knockout, multiple championship belts. This is a huge test. Yeah, look, he was a world title holder before I even turned professional. So he's been in the game a long time, a lot of experience, and still, by the age of it, actually still very young, still like 33, something like that. So he's got a wealth of experience that he'll obviously be looking to bring into on the night. And he's a great competitor. So it'll be a great name, a great scalp to have on the record when I get through on the night. That's just what you said there about the fact that he'd been winning belts before you even kind of started out. That's another one of those take a step back and just look how far you've come moments, isn't it? Yeah, it's not something I try and sit on for too long, especially in the thick of a fight camp. It's very much just full focus on the opponent and everything immediately in front of me. But once the fight's done, once things are ticked off, I'll set myself a little 5 minutes aside to give myself a little pat on the back, and then it will be on the phone to Frank and right, cool, what's next? How are we getting things moving? How's the camp gone? Yeah, really good, really good. That's another side to it as well, that with more and more time of being a professional boxer and having more bouts over time and things of learning how to structure a camp and how it works better and what areas we need to improve on and how we're just making this all gel and flow together really nicely. And this is probably one of the best ones we've had. It's all been piecing together really well. You've had some huge moments in the ring in recent years as well. You think back to the Adelaide fight, the couple of fights with Fraser Clark, one that goes the distance, one that lasts 5 seconds. Then you had the fight in Portman Road in the summer, which wasn't always going your way, but you produced the goods right at the end. Do you feel pressure to produce these massive moments? Because it feels like every fight we see of you now, there's always a big moment. Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily feel pressure. I think they kind of follow me around. I think they come along with me. I think one thing, if I'm in a fight, you see my name, you see my face on a poster, whichever else, you see I'm in the thick of a fight. 9 times out of 10, there's going to be drama some way. It's going to be dramatic. There's going to be something that you sit in your seat and remember and was like, whoa, how did that happen? Or what am I watching? This is crazy. So yeah, one way or another, the drama seems to find me in the ring. This fight, Fabio, is more than a stepping stone, isn't it? This, what potentially might come after this could be the biggest fight of all. Yeah, look, this is, I guess in a sense, a stepping stone, but this is kind of the final step towards, obviously, world title honours and a fight with Alexander Usyk. So this is the last step along the way to being right there in the thick of it at the top of the division. So that's why we're throwing everything at it. We're taking it as seriously as we can, and we'll come out on top on the night.
How hard is it not to think about that bigger picture, because you've got an opponent who's going to want to win as well? You've got to block out all that noise. But just how difficult is it in this industry?
Yeah, look, I think I do a pretty good job of keeping myself occupied between, throwing myself into training, family at home, baby and stuff. The babe does a pretty good job of screaming and drowning out any other sounds or thoughts in my head, really. So, yeah, it's between those two things, I'm managing to keep fully focused on the fight in front of me.
Back at the O2 Arena, how much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, look, it's the best. I love it. It's somewhere I think it's the venue I've boxed at the most now, maybe 7-8 times, maybe. Which, again, another thing. If you'd have started my career out and said, I'd have probably hoped and had my fingers crossed to box there maybe once at the entirety of my career. So, yeah, look, it's a fantastic venue and somewhere I've had great nights previously. So, definitely something I'm looking to replicate.
Suffolk boxer Fabio Wardley speaking ahead of next week's fight with Joseph Parker at the O2 Arena. Fabio won't be pleased with tonight's scoreline, but Ipswich have a full half to turn things around. Second half is next.
We're getting more social.
Darling, how wonderful.
But not like that. Get more social with us at BBC Suffolk. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We're bringing you local news from your community, shining a spotlight on the amazing people in Suffolk who make a difference. Check out videos, articles and posts on all sorts of things for you to share with your friends and family, like and comment on.
Oh, how super.
Just search for BBC Suffolk on Facebook and Instagram and get more, social with us. It's really all quite spiffing.
It's gone 9 o'clock on BBC Radio Suffolk. Let's get back to the Riverside Stadium. Ipswich Town trailing Middlesbrough by 1-0. Alex Matthey and Brenna Woolley describing the action.
Yeah, for Cedric Kipre, the own goal scorer right at the end of that first half, and he got himself in a bit of a muddle. And actually the ball in from the Middlesbrough player took a deflection, I think, off Kiyuste. That's what clearly wrong-footed the centre half. That after, of course, George Hurst had seen his penalty saved. Town controversially were denied a penalty earlier in the half. A rash of chances for Middlesbrough. Some terrific goalkeeping from Alex Palmer at that stage kept Ipswich Town's clean sheet intact. And then one of the misses of the season, and amongst all of that, from David Strelett, but eventually Middlesbrough got their reward right at the end. Looks like the same two teams for the second half. Town in blue, white, blue, playing from right to left. Palmer in goal, Furlong, O'Shea, Kipre and Davis. Then it's Matthew Siwa and Kiyuste, Eggley, Smodix, Villagine and Hurst, who had his penalty saved. On the bench, Walton, Taylor, Clark, Athon, Nunez, Greaves, Young, McAteer and Akpom. Middlesbrough, Bryn, who saved the penalty in all yellow off to her left. His back four, Britton, Fry, Jones and Target, Brown and Hackney in midfield, and it's Whittaker, Strelitz, Bergzog, Conway up top. On the bench, McLaughlin, McGree, Ailing, Hansen, Nipan, Silvera, Bangura, Morris and Sen, as Mr Donoghue gets the second half underway here at the Riverside. So Town playing from right to left. The Ipswich supporters over in the far right third of the ground. As we look at things, they're looking down on any more saves that Alex Palmer makes in the second half, but hopefully we'll have a lot quieter final 45. And that last quarter of an hour really of the first half, the game burst into life really. That last 15 minutes, Brown crosses high into the Ipswich area. Furlong's underneath it, heads it away, only as far as Target, volleys it, right-footed. It would have been one of the goals of the season. He controlled it beautifully in his stronger left boot, and the right-footed effort was probably as good as he could have hoped for. It wasn't a million miles off target, but it was off target nonetheless.
Yeah, it was. If that had went in, he could have just gone off. He walked off if that had gone in.
I think Eddie Howe would have dragged him back tomorrow if he put this one in the top corner. It was a clean hit, it was direct, but it was always off target. Cleared forward by Palmer, up towards Hurst. Good play from Hurst, that's more like it. Holds it up well, gives it to the right side, Eggley. Hurst gets it back outside the Middlesbrough area. The pullback's on for Smodix. Smodix shoots, but it's straight at Bryn. Nice play from Ipswich nonetheless. Hurst right at the heart of it. Yeah, better play all round. Smodix never get much in the shot. Long kick from Bryn. Palmer's out of his area, heads away. Out on this near side for a throw-in to Middlesbrough. Here comes the throw-in that Britain is going to take. That's not your car registration being read out, is it, Alex? I hope. Somebody's being called for. Britain underneath us with a ball above his head. I remember seeing him as a kid when he was very highly rated at MK Dons playing against Ipswich Town. Went to Barnsley and then on to Blackburn, Britain, an out-and-out fullback. Here he is on a good strong run down that right-hand side. Now Strellett's trying to make something of it. Kiyuste goes back to Davis. Davis right-footed up to Hurst, battling with Jones, who's on a yellow card. Jones and Britton at the back. It's a late challenge on a Middlesbrough player in front of Kieran McKenna. It's Hayden Hackney who's gone down. Play continues. The ball back with Sol Bryn. Long a way to go, but this would be only Ipswich Town's second defeat if they can't get themselves back into this one. And as we say, they've got 2 more home games to come in quick succession next week at Portman Road.
Yeah, and that other one was Preston, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And to be fair, they've just went on strength for strength, haven't they, Preston?
It's like 4th on the table.
Yeah,
Preston certainly right up there. Been one of the surprise packages. O'Shea into midfield, Matusiwa, who can turn, can't reach halfway. He's got the ball nicked off of him by the ever willing to work and now run with the ball Conway. Conway's gone down the right-hand side into a bit of a cul-de-sac. Leif Davis gets back and is then fouled by Conway. Did enough the full-back. Ipswich Town throw in the left-back area, live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Your thoughts very welcome. After this, we're on air till 11 tonight. You can call 0800 141 2121 and chat to Graham and Alex, or text 81333. Start those messages SFK. WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Again, start those SFK. Or you can email me at any point during the week with any matters Ipswich Town, whichever of the 2 teams, or maybe both if you follow, ahead of the Blue Hour between 6 and 7 on Monday. That's Brenner at bbc.co.uk. We're looking back at this game and forward to Charlton on Monday, as well as back at the Women's Cup game at Crystal Palace on Sunday. Here comes Philogene for Ipswich Town. Brought down outside the area. It's a free kick in a good position. A few players fancy this in a blue shirt.
Yeah, I would say it's the right footer anyway. So
Philogene will be at the head of the queue, perhaps.
Nunez would have fancied this if he came on.
Yeah, he would have done. I'll see him at some stage. I wonder if he'll probably start on Tuesday, perhaps. Nunez against his mate Onel Hernandez. That'll be interesting if those two come up against each other, bearing in mind some of the things that Hernandez said about his former Norwich City colleague when he arrived at Portman Road. He's now a Charlton player, adding an extra little bit of spice to Tuesday. Philogene and Davis over this one. Hurst just having a word with a pair of them. Stood arms round one another.
It's definitely a striking goal from there, surely. I mean, you're only 23 yards out there.
Yeah.
So
Brint crouching down on his right-hand post, just organising his 5-man wall in front of him.
I'd be surprised if Leaf takes this one with a left footer.
Davis and Philogene over this free kick, round about 24 yards from goal. Philogene is now the favourite. Can he continue this incredible run of scoring? It's Davis who hits it at the wall. Didn't get above knee height. Philogene picks it up wide left in the second phase. In comes his deflected cross, cleared out square by Hackney. Town didn't make the most of that opportunity.
Well, I'm surprised to be there left footer. It was definitely a right footer, that. Surprised Leaf took that one. But anyway, we move on.
Kiyuste has the ball down below us, and a sizable run-up ahead of this throw-in. Still 1-0 Middlesbrough. 51 minutes played. Kiyuste hurls its long throw-in to Bryn on his near post. Well, caught by the goalkeeper. He'd be high on confidence after that. It's a good penalty save at the end of the first half. Whittaker, infield to Conway, out to the left-hand side. The ball is Bergzog. Bergzog now has it. Ipswich Town stretched at the back, Conway inside the area. Bergzog just overhit his. Now Palmer makes the first save. Middlesbrough still have the ball alive inside the Ipswich area. Hackney sets himself, picks his spot, blocked away. Only as far as Whittaker. Whittaker shoots over the bar. 2 or 3 chances for Borough to make it 2-0 there.
Yeah, but it's all our own mistakes again. A bad kick out, and then he's brought it down, and then we've got caught in the ball. We're not watching the ball. Oh, it's a poor play from Town there. If you watch this, I mean, Leaf's got back, but he's brought it, and then he took 2 players out with the pass. Good play in Middlesbrough side, but defensively poor.
Good save from Palmer initially, and then got himself back on his goal line. Clearly Town's best player so far in this game, Alex Palmer, albeit sadly has been beaten. Philogene infield to Kiyuste stretches, deflects the ball onto Smodics, crouches down, takes it on his chest on the centre spot. Smodics out to the far side, the right, and Egley one-on-one with Target. Furlong is overlapping. Egley gives it to his full-back. Furlong tries to get his cross in, comes off target. Town win the first quarter of the second half.
That's better. I was just saying to you at half-time, Brian, I've never seen Furlong over the opposing half, over the halfway line, and it's the first time he's done that, and we've got a corner out of it. Better play, better switch of play.
Middlesbrough sending out a couple of subs down below us. I think Nipan, the Norwegian international who I talked about earlier on, is one of them. Looking forward to seeing him. Ipswich through Leif Davis, back in his native northeast. He's got the ball by the corner flag over on the far left side, trying to draw Ipswich Town level after 52.5 minutes of this championship match. His right hand is in the air, that's the signal. In comes his left footer, swings out the far side. Nothing doing on that occasion. Borough still have that 1-0 own goal lead.
Don't get Andy around the back at all with that. I mean, I know it's overhit, but nobody.
Jack Clark up off the Town bench at the moment. There's the chance we might see him from the start on Tuesday. Brown to Jones. Jones to Britton, good ball, really good ball to Strelets, who'll be desperate to make amends for that miss in the first half. He's given it to Target, one touch down the line from Target to Bergzog. They're a decent pair for Middlesbrough down that left. Bergzog to Hackney outside the box, Hackney back to Target. Target sets himself, in comes his cross, diving to head it away as O'Shea. Hurst got to hold the ball up, he goes down in a challenge with Jones. Brown is on the ball for Middlesbrough. The referee deemed that to be 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, that challenge, which was probably right. Jones, who's fighting the Middlesbrough cause, has it. Currently back on top of the table above Coventry. This game, Coventry hosting Blackburn tomorrow. Big game for Liam Manning at Carrow Road against his former club Norwich City. Sheffield United trying for their second win at home to Watford. QPR Millwall's an interesting London derby as well this weekend. Leicester Portsmouth tomorrow evening as well. Middlesbrough coming forward with Whittaker round the corner into the box. Strelets has it, Strelets into the middle, hasn't been dealt with by Town. It's whipped in by Whittaker. Again, Town poor at the back, and Middlesbrough take a 2-0 lead in the 55th minute. It's Morgan Whittaker's first of the season.
Yeah, it's good play from Middlesbrough, but there was not one single player in that Ipswich Town team there closing anybody down. It was all too easy. It was all too yards and yards of space. Nobody was going tight with the ball. Nobody going tight with their man. It was all so lacklustre. We need a spark from somewhere, and Middlesbrough just went out of the park. Keepers came out, and it's an easy tap in. It's a poor goal. Good ball, good play from Borough, but defensively and as a team, very poor defensively and midfield. Midfield was nowhere to be seen.
Well, Town historically for a number of seasons haven't been particularly sharp coming out of international breaks. I know they walloped Sheffield United the last time around, but they've tended to have disappointing results after breaks. This one so far anyway, not that we're giving up on them, with still another 35 minutes plus to go. Sees Middlesbrough lead by 2-0. Whittaker, a player that Ipswich Town have looked at so often in windows gone by, enjoyed that celebration, and while he might, probably can't argue with Borough on the balance of chances in this game being 2-0 ahead. Kipre goes back to Palmer. Would have been worse but for this man Palmer. Let's see how Ipswich Town react. Here is Kiyuste. Needs to step it up again in the centre of the field. Starting very brightly, Kiyuste needs to do it for 90 minutes. Kipre towards Philogene. We are top of the league is the obvious chant. Philogene to Kiyuste. Smodics outside the area. Might have a chance. Smodics shoots deflected. Maybe in the end the deflection was going to help him, I thought, and guide the ball towards the net, but it's looped away, and Town have got a corner.
Better though.
Yeah.
Better.
Smodics had a couple of sights of goal in this game.
We need to score now, Brenner. Get us back in the game, give us a boost.
Corner to Ipswich, only a matter of time before the changes come from Kieran McKenna. What can Philogene do from this set piece? And it comes towards the penalty spot, cleared away by Middlesbrough. Whittaker's given it back to Town. Kipre can't set his feet, but there's a foul by an Ipswich man, so Borough have a free kick just outside their penalty area. Town have got McAteer, Clark, Akpom, Taylor all out there at the moment. Town throwing Smodix up very close to Hurst when possible. Rob Edwards on camera at the moment, sitting down in his seat in the home dugout. Done very well at the start of his Middlesbrough career. He's got Luton promoted to the Premier League against all the odds. Lost his job there last season. Forward from Kiyuste. Here is Brown. Brown gets away from Eggley. Target. Plays the ball over the top. Conway's going to go after it. Palmer's out of his area, so has to use his head, and he does.
Not for the first time tonight.
No.
It's a good job he's on the ball.
Odds-on favourite to be doing post-match press at this stage. Alex Palmer, one would have thought. Here at the back, Middlesbrough have it, or it could be a Dara O'Shea night if things get worse. On this near side, Britton short towards Hackney. Whittaker gets away from a couple of players with a bit of fortune in the end, but then he's been held back, says the referee. Free kick to Middlesbrough on the halfway line. Well, barring an almighty turnaround, Town aren't going to win back-to-back games on Middlesbrough soil for the first time in their history. Here is Bergzog. He'll be pleased with the changes he made, bringing in the likes of Bergzog and Whittaker tonight. Rob Edwards utilising his squad, freshening things up a touch. The goalkeeper Bryn finds Hackney. Hackney runs away from Kiyuste. There is Brown, gives it back to Hackney. Oh, can't quite control it, but he's on it eventually, Hackney. This has been a great run from midfield from him. Bergzog inside the Ipswich Town area, still has it. Hackney's available behind him. Hackney's back on the ball. You can see why Kieran McKenna liked him in the summer, Hackney.
Yeah, he's a player, isn't
he? Looks very easy on the eye when he's running with the ball.
Him and Bergzog have linked up very well.
Yeah. He's a good lad. What is he now? 23, Hackney. As captain Middlesbrough in the past. He linked heavily with Fulham, perhaps in the future. Here he is again, Hackney. To the far side, Bergzog. Once again, Hackney onto the centre spot. Jones, Jacob Greaves goes for a jog underneath us. Whittaker, who made it 2-0, comes in field. Tries to hit it across the park to Bergzog. Hit it away by Furlong. Won by Hackney against Smodix. Town aren't offering a great deal in midfield. Kiyuste has disappeared out of this game. Bergzog gives it back to Whittaker. Here is Hackney again. Middlesbrough just playing keep ball in midfield. Brown and Hackney just pinging it between one another. Brown eventually tripped by a frustrated Hurst.
I think he needs to make some changes, especially in that midfield area. I mean, Eggley, it's not been his game tonight. He's not really got in the game. Kiyuste looks very leggy tonight for me. He started well, but he's drifting right out of the game.
Here come Middlesbrough with Strelets. Little ball into the box to Bergzog. This could get worse for Ipswich Town. Bergzog has a runner overlapping. The ball eventually gets its way to Brown. Brown out to the left-hand side. Target. Strelets plays it into the middle and comes back off his hand. The clearance from Matthew Seward. Free kick to Ipswich Town at the back, which has done them an almighty favour. Well, yeah, Town have got 5 subs warming up just down below us. Trying to think who's not there. There's no sign of Athon or Nunez, but the rest of them are out below us. Out comes Kieran McKenna again. Yeah, Kiyuste just can't seem to do it after half an hour or whatever. He seems to fade out of games dramatically for me. Doesn't do it over a long enough period. Here is Palmer outside his area. Just such a shame for somebody that's such a good footballer. It's a joy to watch for the first 20 minutes of a match. Here is O'Shea going back towards Kipre. He was very unlucky with that deflection before the ball went in off him for the own goal. O'Shea. Town with some possession, but it's all inside their half. Up towards Hurst. Does well. Yeah, that's more like it again. Made it stick to Smodix, who's as busy as ever. Just past the hour mark, 17 minutes gone in the second half. Whittaker scored the only goal of the second half. Here is Kiyuste in the middle. Goes forward towards the run of Eggerly. Glancing header from target, goes out behind for a corner to Town. Another opportunity for them to get one back and start the fight back.
Yeah, good ball from Kiyuste, and Smodix, a willing runner there. He's worked hard, Smodix. He's tried to get on the ball, he's tried to do what's right, but he's just not had much service up there.
No, it does work hard. He's always making defenders think and be on their toes, Smodix. He's very busy. Corner kick that Leif Davis is going to take for Ipswich Town. Athon is now warming up for Ipswich Town below us. Changes, I would have thought, must be imminent. Corner kick to Ipswich. 2.5 minutes past the hour mark. They trail 2-0 at Middlesbrough, and it comes from Davis, headed away off the near post by Conway, chested down by Bergzog, then he spins and clears out on the far side. Thought it will be a throw-in that Darnell Furlong seems to be in a rush to take. Luke Ayling's just gone out from the Middlesbrough bench. TV cameras zooming in on Kieran McKenna. Furlong taking a good long run up on the far side. In comes this through to the Middlesbrough area. Up goes Fry, cleared away by Target. He's had a good game. Bergzog's after this one. Middlesbrough, what a counter-attack this could be. Bergzog has a player in the middle, tries to play it to Whittaker. Whittaker's still there. Came off Matthew Siwa, who got back, tries to trip Bergzog. Back come the blue shirts. Middlesbrough should have made more of that opportunity. Still though, here they come outside the area. Brown has the ball, gives it to the right, and Whittaker inside the Ipswich Town area. Morgan Whittaker tries to pick his spot in the far corner, got his angles wrong, and the ball rolled across the face of goal and out.
Yeah, but we can't have one clearance, one hopeful kick up the park, and they're through and goal. It's just poor defending. It's just basic stuff.
That's exactly what happened, isn't it?
It is one kick up the park and they're 2v1.
Could be a quadruple change for Ipswich Town. I think it is going to be Nunez, Athon, Clark and Akpom. Needs must. None of us are going to quibble about that, but that was a chance for Middlesbrough to sew up this victory there. That was a let-off for Ipswich Town.
They look more likely, Brenner.
They do look more likely at the moment to score the third goal, but hopefully the subs were very lively against Norwich. Similar players about to come off the bench. Hopefully they make a similar impact. And then you never know if they can get a goal anytime soon. Still plenty of time in this game.
We've still got 25 minutes left, so plus injuries, so there's plenty of time, isn't there?
Yeah. O'Shea knocks it long, trying to get Hurst in behind. Blocked off by the left-footed volley of Fry. Out for a throw on the far side to Ipswich Town. Yeah, Chuba Akpom about to make his Riverside return. That'll worry the Borough fans. Athon, of course, hit the post at least twice. His effort off the post that came back to Clark to absolutely put the seal on the Norwich win. Hurst to Matthew Siwa, out to the right-hand side, and Eggerly. Eggerly infield to Matthew Siwa, back to O'Shea. Blocked off by Hackney. Matthew Siwa finds Furlong on the far side. Back to the Ipswich Town number 5. Middlesbrough with everyone behind the ball, sitting deep. Most of them within 30 yards of their goal line. Davis on the left flank for Ipswich. Rolls it back to Kipre. O'Shea to Matthew Siwa. Town going from right to left and then left to right. Ball's on the far side with Furlong. Poor touch from him. In went Bergzog and out went the ball. Through to Ipswich Town, but the referee says hang fire, because we can start to see all the alterations from the Ipswich Town bench. Off goes Kiyuste. Nunez will come on. The next change is going to be Smodix. Of course, has had that ankle injury. He will be replaced by Akpom, like for like. And the other change, Eggerly, looks like he's coming off to be replaced by Clark. And Hurst is going to come off to be replaced by Ivan Athon. So it's all like for like switches by the looks of things.
Yeah, hopefully it's a spark though that we need. Do you know what I mean? Because there's nothing. We've not had anything so far, have we, really?
Got to fancy Clark to cause some problems. He's in good form at the moment, 4 in his last 5 appearances.
I think they're the right subs, to be fair.
Yep, oh absolutely. Something needed to change. Good quality, aren't they? Matusiwa has a chance to play the ball into the Middlesbrough box, pulls it square to Nunez. Nunez might have a go, he does, deflected, might be picked up, turn and shot is from Captain O'Shea, but there's no sting in it really, and it's comfortable for Bryn, telling us recently how keen he is to score his first goal for the club. Darragh O'Shea should have come before now, but it'll come at some stage. Referee wants to sort something out. Middlesbrough making changes by the looks of things.
Give a corner, is he?
Yep. Corner kick to Ipswich Town, which Nunez has gone straight to take. Calais Sen,
what was that for?
Big striker, is about to come on for Middlesbrough by the looks of things. Got a couple of goals this season. He looks a real handful. And they're also bringing on Aidan Morris, the midfielder. So an attacker and a midfielder about to come on for Middlesbrough. Nunez with a corner kick for Ipswich Town, headed away only as far as Philogene. Philogene tries to pick his spot from 20-odd yards, but he dug right underneath the ball and sent it high into the standoff to our left. Here come the changes for Middlesbrough. Strelets, who's not had a good game at all, is going to be coming off to be replaced by Calais Sen. And the other one, Morris, might be coming off for Morgan Whittaker. Well, that's a defensively minded change. He's bringing on Aidan Morris, who's a defensive midfielder for Morgan Whittaker, who we all know is an attacker really. Morris, the American international, has been starting alongside Hackney, so he'll go into midfield alongside Brown and Hackney just to kind of shore things up a little bit. Sen is a Senegalese who's coming from Swiss football. There's someone scoring goals actually for Lausanne in the Europa Conference League qualifiers this summer. Got 8 goals for them over the course of the summer, so been on decent form before he moved to British football for the first time. Certainly looks up for the physical aspect of the game. Kipre lifted over the top of Conway. Davis to Clark. Clark gives it back to Nunez. Here is the number 32. Boy, did he enjoy the celebrations a couple of weeks ago at Portman Road. Nunez back to Clark, down the left-hand side. Davis. Too much on the ball from Clark. Wasted. Clark apologises. Two-leaf Davis. That was sloppy. Poor. It was a goal kick to Middlesbrough. Kieran McKenna's thoughts to come before we're off air on BBC Radio Suffolk tonight. Yours welcome, 0800 141 2121. Text 81333. Start those SFK on WhatsApp 08000 321 333. And again, pop SFK at the start. Clearance over halfway from Bryn. Belted forward by Kipre. Athon. Ball comes off the back of his head. Here is Akpom. A goal machine for Middlesbrough a few years ago, that terrific season before moving to Ajax. Well, Middlesbrough players down in a bit of pain in the middle third, so the referees stop play so he can get some treatment. And he looks in quite a bit of discomfort, whoever that is. What are the chances of a Town comeback, do you think, Alex? Less than 20 minutes to go now.
We need to get a goal in the next 5 minutes, Brenna. If we get a goal in the next 5 minutes, it can make it a little bit nervy the last 15 minutes for Middlesbrough. And you never know. You never know. There's enough quality on the pitch to get us the goals. We just need that little break and that little confidence thing to get the first goal. Once we've got that, you never know.
Yep, I agree. It's the beauty of this Ipswich Town squad, that strength in depth and being able to bring on that quartet of players. Not too many can match that strength and depth at this level, particularly the likes of Clark, who is in form as well at the moment. He's just been listening to something Kieran McKenna had to say, Jack Clark, and he's passed on an instruction or two to Azor Matusiwa. It's Alan Brown who's down, getting some treatment down below us as the focus of the cameras is Sol Bryn. We've just seen a replay of that excellent first half penalty save. It's in the 44th minute, the penalty save, to prevent Ipswich Town going ahead, and then added on time just moments later. Kipre got his legs and feet in an almighty muddle and deflected the ball beyond Palmer, who before that, if you weren't with us all earlier on, had almost a goalkeeping masterclass and made some terrific saves to keep Middlesbrough at bay, but nothing he could do about that or the second half goal from Morgan Whittaker. Still 2-0 Middlesbrough. Final almost 18 minutes of this game now. Players back underway. Middlesbrough a man down. Ipswich have it with Kipre. Kipre to Nunez. Nunez gives it into the box to Athon. Athon turns, shoots, comes to Clark. Clark shoots, that's blocked. Maybe a chance for Furlong. He has it go. Again, bodies on the line. Good defending from Middlesbrough. As player after player in blue had a pop at goal.
It's better though, Brenner. It's better.
Thought Town were going to score there. Matthew Siwa with a good switch of play. Spots Leaf Davis. Excellent ball from the Dutchman. Davis brings it down for Kipre. Kipre goes back to Davis on the left-hand side. Out to Clark, one of those players who had just had an effort on goal. Clark to Nunez. Those two seem on the same wavelength. I like watching them as a pair. Now Kipre. Back to Davis. Looking along the Middlesbrough back line. Davis still has it on the near side. Tower lots of the ball. Kipre knocks it into the box. Belted away by Hackney. Not good enough from the big centre-half. Matthew Siwa's touch on might be beneficial to Bergzog. Bergzog's got on the ball, just held off Matthew Siwa. Hackney gives it back to Bergzog. Lovely play between those two. Bergzog inside the Ipswich Town area, tries to go square towards Sen. Come off the Ipswich defender for Middlesbrough's first corner of the half. Bergzog's been lively.
Yeah, we had Bergzog and Hackney. They've run the show tonight. They really have. Bergzog's ran that defence ragged, and Hackney's ran the midfield ragged. He really has. Everything's good. Everything good for Middlesbrough came through they two.
Yeah, it has. Hackney's been the best midfielder out there for sure. Corner kick to Middlesbrough, trying to put this game to bed with 16 minutes to go. Town up coming back from 3-0 behind. In it comes Lowe. Poor delivery. Cleared away by Ipswich Town. Out as far as Target on the far side. He gives it back towards Bryn. They've got a couple of good fullbacks in Britton and Target. Good, solid, straightforward, traditional fullbacks, the pair of them. O'Shea to Philogene on that right-hand side now. Philogene. Clark's playing down the left for Town. Philogene closed down by his international colleague Hackney. The ball's off Philogene. Out for a throw to Middlesbrough. It'll be disappointing, not the end of the world, far from it, but disappointing if Town don't get anything from this game at all. Off the back of Norwich and this little unbeaten run that they've had themselves on. Charlton to come on Tuesday night.
I think they'll be disappointed with the performance more than anything else.
Yeah.
They know they can do better.
Town take the ball off Middlesbrough. Nunez goes back to the centre spot, and Kipre. Here is Matthew Siwa on the ball. Nunez will surely start on Tuesday. That will be a real opportunity for him. Kipre to Nunez. Certainly gets on the ball when he's on the field. Kipre, good ball down the left-hand side by the centre-half. Davis, terrible touch from him, but he's won a throw-in as Britton could only divert the ball into the crowd. It's a throw that Kiyuste would have been on, but he's now departed, so it's Leif Davis with a shorter throw on this near side. We're into the final 15 minutes of this 8 o'clock kick-off. Athon has the ball. A Middlesbrough player slips and falls off the ball. It's Morris. Athon's done well. Infield to Matthew Siwa. Lovely touch from Matthew Siwa. O'Shea shoots. Deflected, is it? Wide? Yes, it is. A decent enough strike from the captain.
Good play from Athon as a centre forward. Really, really good. Holding it up well, setting up, creating that opportunity for the captain to come forward.
I wonder if we will see as many changes as we saw at Bristol City. I guess there's not beyond the realms on Tuesday that we might do.
I think you might see this team that finishes this game starts.
Yeah, could be something along those lines. Nunez with a corner kick for Ipswich Town. O'Shea with a header and in! Dara O'Shea gets his first Ipswich Town goal and gets them right back into this game at the Riverside. It's now Middlesbrough 2, Ipswich Town 1. Well done, the captain.
Yeah, game on, Brenner. You're talking game on now. You really are. Because this will put a nerve in Middlesbrough the last 15 minutes. We've got players out there that want it. Got a little spark there. It's a good ball in, and it's a great run from the captain. It really is. Got across the near post. It's a lovely glancing header. Well done. That's what you want from your captain.
They can go on and get at least a point from this Ipswich Town. Middlesbrough kicking themselves because they've had some chances in this game to score more than twice, but now Ipswich Town, with the quality they've got out there, they'll give this a right go, and as you say, they still have rattled Middlesbrough.
Yeah, it's far from over now.
So Kipre, Greaves and O'Shea have all scored one goal this season. Matusiwa to Nunez. Matusiwa towards Clark. Clark's header finds Matusiwa. Back to Clark, up to Athon. Loses the ball under pressure from Jones. Out to this right-hand side. Conway gets it out from under his feet. Matusiwa challenges him, then nudges him to the ground. Free kick. And Azo Matusiwa isn't going to play against Charlton on Tuesday night, by the looks of things. That, according to my book, is his 5th yellow of the season.
To be fair, he just didn't have the legs to get back to Conway. That's what it was, and he's pulled him back. It is a booking.
Well, I mentioned that earlier on in the game, but it gives Cameron Humphreys a sniff of being back in the squad. Almost certainly on Tuesday night. Will it be Kayuste and Nunez that starts? Will he play Kayuste twice in quick succession?
Yeah, I think he might bring Taylor in, you know.
Taylor, of course.
Yeah.
Taylor will start.
Yeah.
Humphreys on the bench. There's a chance. Whoa. Left-footed target. Puts it into the Ipswich Town area. Headed into the box. I wasn't even sure that was worthy of a yellow card, actually, anyway, that challenge.
No, when I saw the replay, I didn't think it was worthy of a yellow card either, to be fair.
Looked very harsh. Foul, yes, but not really a yellow card. Town back in this game. Furlong puts it up towards Athon. Cleared away by the Middlesbrough backline. Philogene took too long to control the ball. Yeah, it'd be interesting if he starts with Nunez and Taylor. Here is Nunez. Nunez loses the ball. Conway was onto him. Gives it to Sen. Sen looks up just behind Conway. Get the impression we might have an exciting final 15 minutes to this half like we did the first. O'Shea's picked out a good pass to Davis. Davis took a little bit to get that under control. He's played it in field to Nunez. Back to Davis on the left-hand side. Clark inside the area, down the left-hand side. Into the middle it comes. Touched by the goalkeeper. Cleared away as Athon slid in there. The keeper did very well. This could end up any scoreline. Ipswich Town, you never know. If they get a goal soon, they could go and win it. And it comes from Nunez into the stomach of Bryn. It's still 2-1 Middlesbrough, but it's lively at the moment.
Yeah, better, a lot better. We're creeping forward a little bit now, Brennan. We're creating chances. They're looking a little bit nervy, Middlesbrough now.
Poor kick from the goalkeeper of Middlesbrough. O'Shea, who's got goals throughout his career. He was admitting the other week how keen he was to open his account and how he does feel he needs to be improving his output. Well, man of his word. Philogene crosses into the Middlesbrough area, glancing header away out behind by Britton. Corner kick to Ipswich Town.
It's the Town fans you can hear, not the Borough fans now.
It is, isn't it? Well, there were 5 goals in Ipswich Town's first game after the first international break. How many are we going to see here tonight? We've already had 3. I wouldn't rule out more. Hopefully in the net off to our left-hand side. Nunez with a corner kick for Ipswich Town. And it comes from him, headed away by the defender Fry in front of his goalkeeper. Clark flicks it back onto the chest of Davis. Sen's gone down holding his left ankle. Play continues. Town not obliged to stop play. Philogene, Middlesbrough playing with 10 men effectively. Sen's back up on his feet. Philogene gives it back to O'Shea. O'Shea's dink ball into the centre. Comes to Kipre on his chest. Kipre turns it into the centre. Could have been turned towards the Middlesbrough player's own goal. Actually, in the end, flag's gone up against Kipre. It's a goal kick to Borough.
I thought he was going to hit it first time, Brenner.
Right. Change for Middlesbrough. Conway is going off. Conway off and Silvera on, who's a left-sided player. Silvera, the Australian, so I'd imagine that Sen might go through the middle, or Bergzog. But that Silvera's going to go there and play the role that Conway's played. Full of running, Conway. It's a goal kick, or free kick, should I say, for Borough. Final 9 minutes on BBC Radio Suffolk. Can Ipswich Town get something from being 2-0 down at one stage? Darragh O'Shea's given them hope with that Excellent header. Athon touches the ball on. Surely it's gone out of play. Yes, it has.
Well, I don't know. I didn't think it. I don't.
Well, the assistant referee didn't put his flag up. The referee's made that decision, and Kieran McKenna isn't complaining, so I'm guessing it was right, because Kieran would have got a really good view of that.
Gave handball, didn't he? Didn't think it was handball.
Yeah. Athon's got something about him, hasn't he?
Yes.
Britton pumps the ball forward for Middlesbrough, headed away by Kipre, nodded down by Morris, up in the air from Davis. On this right-hand side, Silvera's got the ball. Middlesbrough certainly puts Sen through the middle, with Bergzog playing off to his left. Sen is offside, and then just kicked the ball away. He's going to get a yellow card for that. Correctly. Silly, very stupid for him to do that, but the referee's done the right thing. Sen for a yellow. That was a daft one. Jack Taylor might actually be coming on now. A little audition ahead of Tuesday. Almost certain to get an opportunity against Charlton now. O'Shea out to the far side.
I think it would just give us a little bit more legs in midfield with Taylor coming on.
Yeah, I think so too.
That'll be for Manweki, I would have thought.
Kipre out to the left-hand side. Excellent ball. Davis offside. Sadly unlucky. Just mistimed his run. Leif Davis.
Yeah, looked a couple of yards, doesn't he? He needs to settle down.
Here comes the change for Ipswich Town. Yeah, Azo Matusiwa replaced by Jack Taylor, as he probably will be on Tuesday night. So Kieran McKenna having a look at Nunez and Taylor as a pair ahead of Charlton. Can you see why he's got the new contract, Taylor? Alex, think it's a good move?
Yeah, he's still only young, isn't he, Taylor? And I still think he's got a bit about him, especially at this level. He's not really much of a chance, I don't think.
And he's probably more of a goal threat. That's the thing that I would say that he's got ahead of Kayustin, Nunez and Matusiwa. Taylor's got a goal in him.
Yeah, I think so. And I think Kayustin, you're not going to get a full 90 minutes out of Kayustin. We've seen that tonight. So I think he needs to be looking at maybe Taylor in that holding midfield, or Matusiwa as a pair, or Nunez and I was playing Nunez and Taylor in that middle. But
Davis sent flying free kick to Ipswich Town behind left back, but sort of this little fractious.
It's interesting though, Brenner, because you look at Nunez has dropped off. He's went into that holding midfielder role, and Taylor's went into the forward role.
Yeah, that's what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Nunez sort of sits as a quarterback almost. Davis up to Athon. His layoff's good to Clark. Clark coming in field, but still in the middle third. Draws in the challenge of Brown. Out to the far side. Ipswich have it with Philogene trying to get an equaliser. Philogene loses the ball to Sen. Sen round the corner to Hackney. Lots of ground to cover. Back come the blue shirts. Hackney, what can he create? He plays it into the middle, but away from Sen. Poor pass. First thing he's done wrong all night, really. Hayden Hackney. 5 minutes to go.
He tried that out the boot, outside the boot, and it's just not come off at all. When they don't come off, you look stupid.
Here comes Taylor, just on for Ipswich Town, trying to get something from this game. O'Shea, ball down the middle towards Athon, he's onto it. The flag's up against him, he hasn't put it in anyway. Terrific ball from O'Shea. Brilliant ball from back to front, but Athon sadly just mistimed his run.
He's unlucky there.
He's unlucky.
Wasn't he? Good ball from Taylor, but that's the run you want to be making. Just maybe lacks that yardie pace, doesn't he, Athon?
Yeah.
He's not electric, but he's got some pace, but he's not electric, if you know what I mean.
Another change from the Middlesbrough bench. Luke Ayling is coming on. Very experienced former Leeds player. He's had an excellent career, Luke Ayling. Headed away at the back by O'Shea, chested down by Athon for Akpom in the middle. First time he's had the chance to run with the ball. Akpom then gives it back to Davis. Davis in field to Taylor. Taylor's first touch wasn't the best, but gets it on towards Nunez. Nunez drifting away from Sen, gives it towards Furlong. In goes Target, cleared away. He's caught late by Furlong. Furlong's really annoyed with that decision from the referee.
That's him just using the experienced Target.
He's had a good game.
Yeah, he didn't do it. I don't think he caught him, but he's made it look as if he did.
So Ayling about to come on, now 34 years of age, second full season after 8 years at Middlesbrough.
Substitution for Middlesbrough.
And he's coming on for Bergzog, who's been a threat throughout. Delano Bergzog. So Rob Edwards, understandably, just trying to shut up shop, and we're certainly going with 3 at the back. This is actually the 5 that started their last game. Middlesbrough, the 1-0 defeat at Portsmouth. That back 3 of Ayling, Fry and Jones, with Britton one side, Target the other. Tony Mowbray in the crowd tonight, that's good to see, looking well, alongside Gary Pallister. What a pair they were here at the Riverside, reunited for this game. Taylor does well in midfield, gets away from a couple of challenges, then he does poorly, but he was being fouled, says the referee. Got a bit lucky there. Kipre takes the free kick in the wrong place. Going to be a retake. Well, the chances of an Ipswich Town win are diminishing by the second, but can they go on and get a draw? Still wouldn't rule it out. Nunez to Furlong. Poor from Furlong, out on the far side. Their passing's not been on point tonight, Ipswich Town, sadly. Kieran McKenna down there. He'll be speaking to us hopefully in the next half hour or so. We'll get that on air as quickly as we possibly can. We'll hopefully hear from an Ipswich Town player as well. Kipre to Furlong. Furlong can't go forward at the moment. Town heading towards their second defeat of the season. O'Shea to Nunez. Nunez diagonally plays it into the middle, looking for Athon. Headed away square by Fry, who's been fairly dependable. Philogene on the ball, but his first touch under pressure from Target takes it out behind. Target's played Philogene well since he swapped sides. Bergzog getting a standing ovation as he wanders around half the pitch, ready to nestle back into the home dugout. So Middlesbrough going top of the Championship table with this win, ahead of Coventry's game at home to Blackburn tomorrow. Town's next opponent, Charlton, have a home game against Sheffield Wednesday, which they'll be hoping to make the most of. Cleared forward by Bryn. Full match commentary of Tuesday's game live on BBC Radio Suffolk, on air from 7 o'clock. Mick Mills alongside me at Portman Road, and then Town have got West Brom at home next Saturday lunchtime. And a full match commentary of that one as well.
It's gone a bit flat now, haven't we?
Yeah, Middlesbrough slowing things down, trying to break up play as much as possible. That suits them more than Ipswich Town. Target with a throw, cleared away by Nunez up towards Athon, headed forward by Jones. Middlesbrough coming forward with Hackney holding off Nunez. Nunez wins the ball. Kipre steps in there. Davis. Town hoping to just have one more chance. Davis loses the ball. Middlesbrough have it with Sen. Taylor barges into him. 4 minutes to be played. They've added on time. We'll start with Middlesbrough having a free kick inside the Ipswich Town half of the field. Disappointing that thus far anyway Town haven't been able to build on the Norwich win with something from this match. Middlesbrough on the right with Morris on the centre spot. Fry has it. Not too many of their fans leaving this one early. Jones turns the Ipswich Town back line by putting the ball out in front of the Ipswich supporters. Terrific away support up in the northeast on a relatively chilly October night. Nunez up towards Clark. Hackney comes away with the ball. Sen back into midfield and Silvera. Target, excellent ball from Target, finding Morris. There is Ayling out to the right, and Britton. Ipswich Town stretched at the back. Britton's just held it up.
Two fullbacks have been good for them tonight.
I just think that. I think they've been so good, Britton and Target, throughout the game. Just really dependable, straightforward, solid, know the position. They've been really good. Here comes a throw-in. that Morris battles for. Cleared away by Davis as far as Ayling. Middlesbrough playing keep ball down this right-hand side. We're 90 seconds into the added-on 4 minutes. The ball isn't where Ipswich Town want it. It's back on the byline, along from their goal line. Free kick for a foul on Athon, who's come back and done his job to win something. And now he can jog up to the halfway line, desperate to get one opportunity to follow in his captain's footsteps and break his duck for the club tonight. Taylor towards Kipre. Akpom's been very quiet since coming on, had very little involvement. Davis towards O'Shea. As I said, imagine we might speak to O'Shea or Palmer after this one as it stands. 90 seconds to go of the added-on 4 minutes. Town will head to QPR 2 weeks tomorrow, looking for their first away win of the season. That's pretty certain now. Here comes a throw-in for Middlesbrough with just over a minute to play at the Riverside. Ayling down this touchline, it bounces. O'Shea goes after it, gives it back towards his goalkeeper Palmer, then finds Nunez. 1 minute to go. Kipre on halfway to Clark. Clark back in field to O'Shea. Middlesbrough dropping back, allowing Ipswich Town to have possession of the ball in the middle third. There is Furlong. Come on, Borough. Chant the home crowd. Ipswich Town still in this at 2-1. On the right-hand side, Furlong has the ball. Town have got to get the ball into the box off to our right-hand side sooner rather than later. The clock's going to beat them otherwise. Furlong elects not to do that. O'Shea, they've got to try and get it into the area. Furlong plays it off target, and it goes on the far side again. More good defending from target. Final chance for Ipswich Town to get a late equaliser. According to my watch, we've got 14 seconds and counting to go in this game. Nunez back to Furlong. It has to come in. Back it goes to Nunez. Finally, Nunez punts it into the box. Up goes Taylor. Glancing header, sees it go out. That's going to be full time. And there goes the whistle. Confirmation that Middlesbrough are top of the championship table after holding on to beat Ipswich Town by 2-1. Ipswich Town are still waiting for that first away win of the championship season. They failed to build on the Norwich derby success by losing on Teesside.
Yeah, and I think the best team won, Brenner, on the night. They created more chances. We didn't do enough with the ball for me, and I don't think we worked hard enough off the ball as well. I don't think we closed them down the way we normally do. We looked a bit sluggish, I thought, after the international break. Yeah, but I've seen us better, let's put it that way. But it's a tough place to come, it always is. They got the goals at the right time, took the chances at the right times. The goal just before half-time just killed the game. We go in 0-0.
Off the back of the penalty save made it worse, didn't it?
It just killed everybody a little bit. Knocked the stuffing out of us. We never really recovered from that. We got the goal with a little glimpse with the substitutions coming on, but then it died to death a little bit again. We looked leggy tonight. I thought we looked tired tonight, even after the international break.
Well, that's a worry, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Me.
We did. I thought we looked leggy and tired. There wasn't enough energy on the pitch for me. But tough place to come. We move on. We go to the 2 home games and we win them both, and we move on again.
Kiyusa is a real conundrum for me. I don't know where you are on him. I see this lovely football that gets me off my seat at 8:10, 8:15 on a Friday evening, or 3:20, 3:30 on a Saturday, but then it just seems to hit the buffers. I don't know. To me, he seems to disappear. I've got such high hopes of such a gifted player who I think could be running games. And don't get me wrong, I'm not realistic. I think he's going to be doing it for 90 minutes. If he was doing it for 90 minutes, he'd be playing in the Premier League for a better team than Ipswich Town. But I'm just crying out for more from the lad. Can you see where I'm getting frustrated by him?
He's got so much ability. There's so much.
We need more, don't we? We need it over a longer period.
It just gets tired so easily, doesn't it? He looks tired, but and then all of a sudden there's that burst of energy that will get him by 2-3 players. Yeah, he has a bit of a conundrum. He really is. But I think we've got to try and get something settled in there. I mean, we've lost Matasiwa now for a couple of games, so Taylor's going to get an opportunity to come in there with Nunes. Maybe Kayusti coming off the bench, maybe give us that little boost. I don't know. Maybe that might be the way forward for him. But he is a very talented player, and when he's on song, there's nobody better than him, Brenner.
No, there isn't.
There really isn't.
That's what's doing my head, and it's because I like him so much. I sit there thinking, oh my word, there's a real player. I love the way he goes past people, but I just need it for a longer period during matches. The TV cameras have zoomed in on Alex Palmer. No other contender for Town's player of the match, is there?
No. I thought, to be fair, the captain did well.
Yeah.
I did one of his better games for me today. I thought, to be fair, Eglin never really done anything tonight. He might be maybe a player at home, you know what I mean? He's only a young lad, you know what I mean? Maybe playing him when at home, and then away from home, maybe doing something a little bit more solid, because he never really gave us anything out in the right hand side. But yeah, there was a lot of players never done enough for me tonight. I mean, we never really saw Furlong on the game. Smoddock's worked hard. Kayusti we spoke about. Philogene, he's never really done anything tonight. First touch was quite poor, I thought, for Philogene after being on song, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt with the goals he scored of late, keep us in games. Hurst missed a penalty, never really done a lot. Egley not, Matasiwa not, looked too heavy legged for me. Kipri wasn't the same as he was against Norwich. And then you go to Leif Davis. Well, you always know when you get off Leif, he gave us everything he can, these crosses, and the goalkeeper was outstanding. That would be my sum up, Brenner.
Yeah, no, that's fair. We like their fullbacks, and also just looking on the TV screens, Hayden Hackney got man of the match. He's a player, this lad. You could see why Kieran fancied him so much in the summer. Shame we didn't get that deal done. He looks a player with real potential, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did. And to be fair, I don't think he was up against much in the midfield today, though, Brenner.
No, he wasn't.
Do you know what I mean?
Fair point.
Our midfield was non-existent tonight, so Hackney's going to look like a world beater tonight, because we were not at the races in the midfield, and that's why he's come out on top. I thought, for me, my best player, but Birdsong up front, he was a threat from the start to finish. Birdsong, he came off late on, but yeah, he was good, and obviously we did with Hackney as well, but in the two full-backs, solid.
Finally, Alex, how much are Town going to miss Matasiwa and that change in midfield? Because he's been an ever-present in the league so far. He won't be there against Charlton.
I don't think they'll miss him that much, in my opinion, to be fair. I think there's other players that can come in and do just the same job as they can. I think Taylor can come in and do that. I think Nunes can come in. So, yeah, he'll not be missed for a couple of games.
I'm going to head downstairs and catch up with Kieran McKenna and hopefully speak to an Ipswich Town player as well, off the back of his side's second defeat of the season. They've lost here 2-1 to Championship leaders Middlesbrough.